Okay, you probably looked at the title, clicked on this video just to hear what I have to say because you're like, what the f? And you read it right. Being humble is quite literally ruining your life without you even realizing it. When you hear be humble, you probably just think of the Kendrick Lamar song. And don't get me wrong, I love Kendrick, but he was so wrong. You're gonna hear me out and you're gonna hear me out good. You're not gonna sit down and be humble. You're gonna stand up and radiate confidence. So I just kind of came at you there. Hey guys, it's Alessya. Welcome back to my channel. I bet you never knew this one, but the definition of being humble is quite literally having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. I'm not a philosopher, but that seems to me like it's just diminishing my self-worth. And the definition of humbling someone is defined as lowering someone's dignity or importance. Girl. Again, I'm not a philosopher, I'm not a mathematician, but I could put two and two together there. Like, the word humble was clearly invented by a person who was just insecure and couldn't handle when people radiate confidence. They felt so insecure watching other people radiate confidence that they're like, sit down, be humble. And before y'all start, a lot of people get the words humble and arrogant confused. A lot of people, when they think about being humble, they think about not being arrogant. But arrogant is literally just having too much pride, wanting to compete with anyone and everyone, to be known as worth more than others. Those people feel so badly about themselves that they want to compensate by acting superior than everyone else. Me personally, I'm just insecure and I cry myself to sleep at night. But not lately, because I found this out and I had a realization and I was like, what the fuck have I been doing my whole life? Being humble is literally shitting on yourself and what you think your own self-worth is. It's basically diminishing what you think your worth is in your own head. Arrogance is loud, humbleness is quiet, but they're both just as bad. So every time someone tells you to be humble, they're basically like, okay, look at yourself over there. You're that piece of gum on the sidewalk. You're constantly getting stepped on. That's you. You should be walking around with the self-concept that you've always been and you are that bitch. And the keyword is self-concept. Self-concept is quite literally just how you view yourself in general. And without a strong positive self-concept, say goodbye to your manifestations, say goodbye to getting treated good in relationships, say goodbye to happiness in general. Everyone in your life just projects their own thoughts back onto you, even if they're not realizing it. The world is quite literally a mirror of your own mind. If you're constantly diminishing yourself and talking shit about yourself in your own head, you're gonna attract shitty people into your life. And when you tell yourself that you are the shit and you deserve everything that you want in life, people are gonna start treating you like you are the shit. And they're gonna treat you exactly how you think you deserve to be treated. If you don't think you're deserving of $1 million, guess what? You're not gonna get that $1 million. If you think you don't deserve luxury and a luxury lifestyle, you're not gonna get that luxury lifestyle. When you're constantly diminishing and shitting on yourself, it radiates, even if you're not saying it out loud and you're just like thinking it. So people are quite literally gonna start underestimating what you are capable of. You're gonna start appearing as weak in their eyes, and you're gonna appear as unworthy to others because you think you're unworthy in your own eyes. You know the saying, fake it till you make it? They did not lie, not one bit. You quite literally have to tune your own thoughts into the energy that you want to receive. If you want to start making a lot of money, you not only have to believe that it's already happening, but you have to believe that you are deserving of that luxury lifestyle. You literally gotta wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I am such a lucky bitch. I just get anything I want. If you want to be an actor, start practicing and imagining yourself literally on the big screen. Literally be delusional. Whatever makes it believable to you and whatever makes it feel like you are deserving of it, even if you have to fake it until you make it. Because that's exactly what I decided I'm gonna do. One of the things I was actually able to already manifest this way of thinking was my confidence. You can literally tell if you go and look back at my old social media videos that I'm so much more confident than I used to be, and I like radiate it more. And this is because I would gradually start to just act confident in my videos and it just stuck. People would watch my videos and think that I think I'm that bitch. They're basically manifesting for me. And it only took about 1 year for me to fully tap into my confidence and not have to fake it. Don't get me wrong, I still have so many days where I go through really bad insecure episodes where I will literally cry for like 20 minutes to the whole day. It depends. But are you gonna show that to people? No. Sweetie, you're not. I might, because I just have no filter. I like being transparent. Anyway, but you're not gonna show that to people because then they're gonna believe that's exactly what you are. But that's exactly why people on social media don't post their bad moments, so don't be insecure that people's lives look perfect. It's sad I have to say this, but personally, I take every single thing any person in my life says to me with a grain of salt. Because most unknowingly put it at the back of your head that you're not worth as much as you are. And that's just a lie, even if they don't mean to come across that way. So to block this out, you quite literally have to take on the role of being your own biggest hype man. You literally have to wake up one morning and decide that you are that queen or king that deserves everything they want. And you're not gonna let nobody tell you to be humble because you watched this video. Put it this way, are you really gonna let other people decide how you speak about yourself? Fuck. No. And slowly but surely, it's ruining how you look at yourself and you may not even know it. I was the kind of kid that was multi-talented and I would practice those talents because I was bored and I would just have nothing better to do. And I would get obsessed with different things like each month. So I would just be obsessed with like painting, and then I'd be obsessed with drawing, and then I'd be obsessed with gymnastics. And I was so sure of myself and I had so much self-confidence, especially for a child. Like I thought I was the shit. Until I started getting a little older, when people would ask me like, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do? And I would tell them and they'd be like, oh, stay humble. It's like I'm being scolded almost for doing nothing. And soon my mentality totally changed and I grew up and I just stopped doing like most of my hobbies. And it's crazy because I know to this day that I am multi-talented, I am a good person, and I'm deserving of everything I want. Sometimes it's hard to believe that. You should know you're talented, you should know you're attractive, you should know you're funny, you should know that you have good style, you should know that you're a good friend, and you should know that you are worthy. And like when you look at it in the big scheme of things, it's so simple. Like you literally just have to fake it. Like, I am that bitch and I deserve everything and I'm just so lucky. Everything just comes to me. You literally have to be delusional. Society teaches us from a young age to lower our self-worth so we don't come off as cocky or arrogant. We have to stay humble. And that's for the minor reason of not wanting to trigger the insecure people. It's never been the cockiness or the arrogance that makes them mad. It's the fact that they feel personally attacked when they feel outshined by someone. And that is fully their problem. When someone radiates confidence, it truly does stand out, and sometimes it just radiates to the wrong people. So unconsciously they tell you to be humble. They want to be the ones to decide how you speak to yourself internally and in turn affect how you live your life. Society quite literally teaches you to dismiss everything that you are. And even if you don't notice it, over time you're just gonna start believing that you're not deserving of what you truly want. Again, about a year into doing social media, I would always be told, stay humble, you know, stay humble, make sure you just stay humble. The funny part is I would never brag. I would never even talk about it unless someone asked me a question. I personally don't like talking about my accomplishments or what I'm up to other people because you never know what their true intentions are. I'm probably gonna make a whole other video about that. And what's really funny is like ever since then, I've had the worst negative self-talk ever. I don't know if it's just me being mentally ill, but I would self-sabotage to the point where I would want to ruin just my whole day if even one thing went wrong. I would quite literally skip meals because I thought I was undeserving of eating in that moment. So that was definitely a really bad time in my life. But then I started getting into my spiritual journey and we're still going, we're still in the process. And I quite literally had a revelation because I was reading some books and someone was like, you know, if I were you, I would not be that humble. Obviously they were joking, but the stuff that I was reading at the time, I don't know, everything chemically balanced in my brain and I was like, and then I started overthinking like I usually do, and I was like, is everyone against me? Are they telling me to be humble because they want to see me on my downfall? What is going on? And no, Alessya, not everything is about you. Insecure people do this with anyone who radiates confidence, even if they don't know it, just because it irks them so much internally. I've never heard a confident person who is sure of themselves ever mention humbleness to anyone once, because they're so sure of themselves that other people's confidence has nothing to do with them. And once you reach that level of treating yourself how you should be treated, you're gonna attract those people into your life that don't try to dictate how you live. The best advice I learned in life is to be authentically you 100% of the time. Remember when you were a toddler and at sometimes you just thought you were on top of the world? You knew deep down that you were multi-talented. You knew that you were funny. You knew that you were like a fashion icon. And sometimes you would quite literally express these things. That is the exact authentic version of yourself that I'm talking about, and you just need to channel that. When toddlers grow up, their authentic selves are quite literally just being suppressed. And it's like, you're a part of the system now. Bye. Like most of the time when I see a toddler, they get so excited to just tell you what they've been up to, and they've always just been having adventures and it seems so fun. They're just exploring life, and this isn't their childishness speaking. This is just who they are before they were taught by society to suppress who they are. If all you're getting from this video is Okay, I know I'm better than everyone else. Like, why are you telling me this? It flew right over your head. Shut up. This is literally just about knowing how amazing you are and how much you deserve in this lifetime. Even if you may not think so, you deserve the world. Instead of putting yourself down all the time. If you guys watch my videos, you know that I'm about becoming the best version of yourself. And the best version of yourself is definitely gonna be your hype man. And that person already knows how worthy they are. If the best version of yourself believes in you, why don't you believe in yourself? You're the same person after all. Let that sit. Try to be poetic. Love you guys. Bye.